Southampton has been named and shamed by the EU for its air pollution in recent years, and with the recent IPCC report detailing the extremities of climate change, the city needs to adapt with the times. In Hampshire, over 100 people a year die from air pollution, with the figure being over 28,000 nationally. This may come as a surprise, as to many Hampshire is an idyllic place of beauty, not usually associated with the smog of Delhi. But even Hampshire can't escape the firm grasp of climate change. Southampton may have been known in the past for its role in World War II, the Titanic, and the construction of the Spitfire, but now it has a new reputation, the EU bad boy of air pollution, as it was ordered to cut emissions by 2020 or face a huge fine. I spoke to the head of the Wildlife Trust, Tim Ferrero, who helped explain some of the damages caused by pollutants.
The biggest output of burning any fossil fuel is carbon dioxide, which goes into the greenhouse effect, raising atmospheric carbon dioxide. You know, the deep sea is a huge sink and absorber. That causes ocean acidification. It's a massive problem for all marine life. So that's the big one.
Clean air zones have been tried out across the country in order to limit pollution from vans and lorries. Southampton Council recently held a consultation to incorporate these into the city and received 9,000 responses. I spoke to council backbencher Warwick Payne, who suggested what the council were doing to improve air quality management.
It has to be noted that, of course, Southampton has been identified as one of the cities in the UK that needs to improve its air quality, and for that reason the council has been consulting on potentially bringing in a levy in terms of any polluting vehicles that come in, but that excludes private cars.
Scientists have given us 12 years before the point of no return thanks to humans' role in climate change. They've given us a stat to remember: 1.5 degrees. That's the max we can allow global temperatures to rise to before we start seeing real-world devastation. The EU authors of the IPCC report say that a rise above 1.5 degrees would increase the likelihood of drought, floods, extreme heat and poverty for millions of people.
If Southampton wants to rectify its shocking emissions record, then it's clear they need to tackle the problem of shipping. 2/3 of the world's emissions come from the shipping industry, so it's clear that either the industry needs to get with the times or become regulated. The IPCC report, alongside the EU fine for 2020, would suggest the higher-ups in the shipping industry would be more eco-conscious, but their interests seem to be tied into economics rather than social responsibility. The maritime sector within Southampton brings in over £77.5 billion worth of trading and contributes to roughly 20% of the city's entire economy, meaning governmental regulations are likely to kick in. While the proposed clean air zones is a step in the right direction, it seems the focus should be put on the industry and producers of pollutants themselves, rather than the minimal effects caused by end product polluters. In order to rectify some of the damage, immediate action needs to be taken. According to The Guardian, climate change is the biggest story in the world. I think they might be onto something.